Hello, I'm Carissa and I make videos to help you move from the scary downward spiral of ignoring your finances and digging yourself deeper into debt to creating a personal financial system that helps you feel confident, prepared, and in control. In previous videos, I've touched on saving money, but in today's video, I wanted to focus entirely on how to save for bigger purchases. Lots of us will need and want to make bigger purchases throughout our lives, and it can and probably should be really scary to put bigger purchases on a credit card. Today, I wanted to talk about a tried and true method for saving for big purchases before you buy, so that when you buy, you can pay in cash and not take on extra debt. What are some big purchases that you might want to save for? Maybe you want to buy a new bike or a TV. Maybe you want to take an international trip in the future. Maybe you have a semester of school coming up that you need to pay for. Maybe you want to buy a new car. All of these things will take prior planning and saving to buy without taking on debt. The first thing that you need to do in order to start saving for a big purchase is get a good estimate of how much that thing will cost. Do some research on the kind of RV you'd like to buy to figure out how much it might cost you. Figure out how much your upcoming semester tuition will cost and subtract your grants and scholarships to find out how much you might be paying. Based on your trip destination, make a rough estimate of how much travel and accommodations and food and attractions might cost you. This number doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be an estimate. Let's say your upcoming semester of school is going to cost $8,000. You have 2 grants totaling $3,000 and 3 scholarships totaling $2,200. So $8,000 minus $3,000 for the grants and $2,200 for the scholarships is $2,800. So that's your rough estimate of how much your upcoming semester of school will cost. As another example, I know I need a new computer. If I do a quick internet search, I can find that the kind of computer I want to buy is about $500. If I think about taxes and fees, maybe we're looking at about $550 for this computer. Again, it doesn't need to be a perfect number, it just needs to be an estimate. Once you have a good estimate of how much the thing you want to purchase will cost, then you can start on your savings plan. There are 2 ways to build a savings plan. If your savings goal has a deadline, like you want to take an international trip and you know that you want to leave for that trip in March, or you want to save for your upcoming semester's tuition by the start of the semester, so you need that money by the time the fall semester starts in September, then you can calculate how much you need to save based on the estimated amount of money needed and the time you have left to save. Let's use a tuition example. Let's say you're a college student and you know that your upcoming semester starts in September. Based on your estimated calculations, you think it might cost you about $2,800 for your semester's tuition after grants and scholarships. I'm uploading this video at the end of May, so you know you have June, July, and August, 3 months left to save for that savings goal to have your tuition paid for by the start of the semester. So you can divide the $2,800 you need for that semester's tuition by the 3 months you have to save. $2,800 divided by 3 months is about $933.33 a month. So you need to save $933.33 each month. In June, you'll need to save that much. In July, you'll need to save that much. And in August, you'll also need to save that much. Let's say you want to break it down by weeks though. The number of weeks between the end of May and September is about 13 weeks. So this time you could divide the $2,800 you need to save by 13 weeks. $2,800 divided by 13 weeks is $215.38 a week. So again, you would need to save $215.38 every single week between the end of May and September. If you work a part-time job over the summer at 20 hours a week, that would mean you would need to be making about $11 an hour in order to have the money needed for your upcoming semester. I figured this out by taking the $215.38 needed each week and dividing it by about 20 hours of work. So in order to have the money needed for your upcoming semester's tuition, you just need to find a part-time job where you can get 20 hours of work a week and make at least $11 an hour. When you break it down that way, it seems totally doable. So the simple calculation you can be using to figure out how much money you need to be saving is estimated amount of money needed divided by time until you need the money. Again, the time frame you use is totally up to you. You could figure out how much you need to save each month or each week or even each day, whatever makes the most sense for you and your situation. Earlier, I said that there were two ways to build a savings plan. In the example I just explained, your savings goal had a deadline, so you knew you needed to save that money by a certain date, which helped you calculate how long you needed to save in order to meet that deadline. Let's say, though, you may not have a deadline for your savings goal, but you do know how much money you can confidently set aside every single month for that savings goal. So for this example, let's say you need that computer, that laptop we talked about earlier. You already estimated that the laptop is going to cost you about $550. And you've already looked at your budget and you know that you can set aside about $75 a month to be saving for a laptop. In this example, you can also divide the estimated amount of savings needed by the amount you're able to save each month to figure out how many months it will take you to save for that item. In this example, you know that the computer will cost you about $550. So you can divide that by the amount you can afford to save each month for the computer, which is $75. $550 needed for the computer divided by $75 a month is about 7.3. So if you save $75 a month, it will take you a little more than 7 months until you have the computer. However, if you commit to saving just $20 more each month, if you're willing to save $95 instead of $75 a month, you can calculate that $550 needed for the computer divided by $95 a month would mean that you only need to save for 5.8 months. In just 6 months, you could have the computer you want, debt-free. In this example, you know how much money you can afford to save each month, so you can use a simple calculation to figure out how much time it will take to have the money that you need. Estimated amount of money needed divided by the amount of money you can save each month, week, day, or period of time. Again, the time frame you use is totally up to you. You could figure out how much you need to save each month or each week or even each day, whatever makes the most sense for you and your situation. Okay, so now that you know how much money that you're going to need to save in a particular amount of time, $215 a week in our tuition example or $75 a month in our laptop example, now I would encourage you to start setting aside that money somewhere special, somewhere unique where you're just saving for that particular savings goal. Maybe you're a server, so you decide that you're going to set aside your first $215.38 in tips every single week and shove it in an envelope in your sock drawer. Maybe not super safe, but I would rather have that money in your sock drawer than in your wallet so that you're less tempted to spend it. Another way that you could put your money somewhere special or unique or different is by setting up a separate savings account or a sub-savings account with your bank. This savings account should be a special place where you're just putting money for that particular savings goal. Again, I don't want you to be tempted to use that money for something else if it's just floating around in your checking account or in your normal savings account. Once you know how much money you need to be saving for a particular period of time, and you've designated a place where you're going to set aside that money that's separate from your other money, then I would encourage you to automate that process of saving if at all possible. Automating is when you tell this new savings account to automatically pull the money that you need to be saving on a regular basis from another account so that it automatically moves from one account into your special savings account for this particular savings goal. So in our laptop example, you know that you can save $75 a month for that laptop. You can actually set up the bank accounts so that your new savings account automatically pulls $75 out of your checking account on the 5th of the month. Maybe you already know that you get paid on the 1st of the month, and so you know that that money will already be in your checking account, and you can just set it up so that that new savings account automatically takes the $75 out every single month on the 5th of the month, so you don't even have to think about it. You can usually set up an automatic transfer like that by logging into the new savings account and basically linking it to your checking account and telling it that it can pull a particular amount of money out of your checking account on a particular day of the month, the 5th of the month or the 7th of the month or whatever day you choose. In the tuition example, if you're not a server who just stashes cash in your sock drawer, but maybe you have a job that pays you every other week, you could set up that automatic transfer so that it happens every other Monday or every other Friday, whatever works for your payday schedule. And if you get paid every other week, then I would just encourage you to set it up for 2 weeks' time. So in our tuition example, it was about $215 that you needed to save a week. So just set it up to make that automatic transfer every other week for $430. 2 weeks at $215 a week. If you can, automating your savings will help you to save the money needed without a lot of conscious effort from you. So to recap, number 1, estimate the amount of money that you will need for that big purchase. Number 2, divide the estimated amount of money needed by the number of weeks or months you have until you need that money to figure out how much you need to save in a particular period of time. Number 3, designate a specific place where you're going to save money for just that particular savings goal. And number 4, automate that savings process if it's possible. I hope that was a simple way to conceptualize how to save for a big purchase. When thinking about $2,800 needed for tuition, that can seem like a lot of money. But when you break it down by the week and you know that you only need to save $215 a week for that tuition to have the money that you need in 3 months, it seems way more possible. Right now, I'm saving for a lot of travel, some international travel, and just lots of travel around the United States. And I do also need a laptop, so I am currently saving for a laptop. Let me know what big purchases you're saving for in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell button to receive notifications when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one. Saving money, money, saving money, saving money, money.